welcome. Oh my
Hello.
goodness. Here
Guys,
we
what's
are.
up?
What's up, guys?
Friday, Black Friday.
Good.
It's all been
Oh,
leading up to this day.
It's a
Um,
Friday for sure.
it's
Happy
true. It's Black Friday
Pantastic
today.
week.
Yeah, what a fantastic Friday.
It is.
It's been great so far, but we're in for a treat. Welcome everyone joining us. We already have tons of folks in the comments. Thank you for being with us all week long. What a week, and we are wrapping up with on a very high note here with a great workshop. Let me introduce the folks on the screen. You've seen us, you know us, but once again, my name is Sylvain Pallier, Community Manager at Master the Handpan, joined by, we're going to go east to west, David Kuckhermann from Berlin, Germany, bringing
Hello,
us today's
everyone.
workshop.
Hello, Dave.
David Charrier from Toulouse, France,
What's up, everyone?
Dan Mulqueen in New Jersey.
What's up, guys?
All three of these chaps have brought you workshops this week, fantastic workshops, and there's been a lot of learning. So if you didn't catch those lives, and that includes today, if you can't make it in real time, the live will be available in the replay. We'll move quickly because we're a couple minutes late here, but this is the culmination of Pantastic Week. This is our Black Friday event. Today is actually Black Friday, so this is the time if you've been looking to take a course with us, join our community, and we've got tons of fun stuff. You've heard about it before. 10 handpans to win. We're wrapping up our live streams. We're giving away 10 passes to the Academy, and everything is on sale. Shout out to our makers. It's, of course, super exciting to be able to give away handpans. These are expensive instruments, and historically it's been really hard to enter this art form. You know, there's places in the world where, because of exchange rates, like the cost of a handpan is like a car or something really expensive. So we're giving away these instruments, and we cannot wait to do the live prize draw next week and celebrate with these new handpan owners. Okay, icebreaker question. We're going to interact in the chat with you today. Type in the chat the number of live streams that you have attended this Pantastic week. And it can go from 1, if you're just joining today, all the way to 7 if you have joined all of our live streams. And let's look at the chat. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, we already have a couple of rock stars. Henne, and what's your last name? It's scrolling up. Westerink, Henne Westerink has joined all of our live streams. Congrats, and thank you, Henne, for hanging out with us all week.
Can I count double if I have like a Facebook and a YouTube live stream open at the same time?
Yeah. I think in Enter Existence says 46. We know that this is our super villager, Ryan. I think, Ryan, tell us the truth. I think you've been with us every day this week. Or maybe not.
Oh, he was there at all the workshops.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we'll wait for a couple more seconds and see. Yep, there you go. So huge shout out. You know that we don't shy away from praising and sharing the spotlights. And in fact, Ryan has never missed a live event on the Academy.
Wow.
He has been a member of the Academy. And Ryan, I'm going to give you a shout out along with Henne. So this
Incredible.
is Ryan's YouTube channel. Go check him out. Go subscribe. Enter Existence. He does morning or late night live streams on the Neotone, on the Akebono first gen Hong, or on the Milog Seltzer Iskra handpan. This guy is prolific. He's only been playing for like a year. So Ryan, big shout out. Hene, big shout out. You guys are fantastic. It's so great to do this with you. So yeah, this is a little taste of our community. Moving right along, today we have a teaching workshop with David Kuckhermann, founder of Handpan Dojo. And here is how it's going to work. After this short introduction, we'll dive right into the workshop. We'll do a Q&A, so use that chat for your questions, and then we'll wrap up with announcements. And I want to give the mic to Dave to introduce David. It's really confusing, guys. We've got our two founders are named David. Come on. So Dave, would you please introduce our teacher today, David Kuckhermann?
What a privilege. What an honor. Guys, you all know David Kuckhermann, but I just want to spend a few words. David Kuckhermann is someone super interesting on many levels. The more I get to know him, the more I understand how he became such a nice guy, a great musician, a talented teacher, super friendly guy. David Kuckhermann has a lot of knowledge about music, about percussion. Handpan is just one of the many instruments he can play, and most of them are percussion, but he also plays some other instrument. I would love to see that someday, but I know you play some other instrument. David has spent almost his entire life studying music, percussion, traveling in order to get the richness out of so many other culture. He went to different schools to learn that. I don't know if school is the right word, but different schools to learn. And he didn't keep that for him. He created an amazing platform that I have been jealous. I was looking at it, Handpan Dojo, and also World of Percussion, about so many instruments, Rick, cajon, if I'm not mistaken, frame drum also a lot, and many other instruments. And he created this platform, Handpan Dojo, with super high produced and well taught content from himself. You have different courses from him, 3 on the handpan, another one he's sharing with Nadishana, and I think also one about composition. Sorry if I'm tired. I don't know everything that has been released, and he's working on something new that you should see soon on Master the Handpan Dojo. And it's a blessing for me. You know, I don't have that music knowledge and percussion knowledge, and teaming up with such a technician and a great teacher is a blessing and a big value for Master the Handpan and for this new adventure that we are doing together. So there was no one else than David to help me develop Master the Handpan. And because of him, now we are going to be able to go even further, because I would say he's kind of an SSD. You know what I'm saying? He knows he has a lot of storage and things to teach and to share. So, David, sorry if it was a big intro. You may not be super comfortable with this, but I want to say out loud, I'm super blessed to be teaming up with you for the next chapter of these two platforms merged together. Thank you.
Oh, and we're having some
issues. I could talk
audio
again.
issues.
I could talk hours about David.
You gotta say more nice things about him, man.
I have so many now. But we're so happy to have him teaching tonight, and we're wrapping up this week of Black Friday and this fantastic week with him. David likes to teach, and you're going to see that. We have a view from top. We have almost everything. We just need a bit of sound.
And while we give David a moment to fix up the audio, let's just us remind you that the Academy is on sale until Sunday night. So think of our product as like two sides. We have courses and community. because we believe in quality content, but we also believe that things get better together. Learning gets better together. As we get better as a community, we get better as individual players too. And we have fun along the way. For a lot of us, this is a hobby, you know, we're amateurs. And let's not downplay the meaning of amateur. Amateur comes from the root aimer, amar, to love. It's to do something for the love of it. And whether you are being paid to play a gig or whether you're selling an album, you can still be an amateur in the sense that you are creating, you are pursuing this on your own terms, right? So we hope you'll join us on, you know, this passion, this hobby, this.
Check. 1, 2, 3. Can you get?
Yes, here he is.
The man is
Hello.
back.
Thank you so much for the wonderful welcome. I have to apologize for the sound. My microphone is just not working. It stopped working again. So now I switched to the laptop sounds, which means we have a lot of echo, but I will speak as close to the microphone as possible.
It's actually not that bad, man.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not
Good.
that bad.
Okay, I hope that yeah, thank you guys so much for the warm welcome. Sorry, I was fiddling in the background. I enjoyed so much everything you said. Thank you so much. I just tried my best to get this microphone working. Now I'm giving up on it, and you can go now. Bad boy. Okay. Well, it's wonderful to be here. It's my big pleasure. Since we have started working together, it's been such a joy actually, and I'm really I'm just happy we made the decision, and now we are all here, and I'm excited to do some teaching today. So, shall I jump right into the workshop? First coffee, then handpan. That sounds like a very wise combination. It also works very well together, I think. Okay, so what I want to speak to you guys about today is the topic of rhythm. And not just rhythm in general, but actually what makes a rhythm and how the understanding of this concept can really help you in your handpan playing. Of course, also with other instruments, if you play them, as any kind of musician, I think can benefit a lot from this. But on the handpan, the great thing is that we can translate all of these concepts directly to the instruments. It's really wonderful. And another little secret is that when you understand these ideas, in case you play other percussive instrument, let's say you play a bit of cajon or a bit of frame drum or whatever, it will be very, very easy for you to transfer everything we do here rhythmically also to those other instruments. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So what is a rhythm? A rhythm is a pattern that is looped, usually over and over again. And in this pattern, you have a bunch of sounds. And in the world of percussion, often this is a bass stroke, like a bass accent and a high accent. And these accents subdivide the rhythm, the time of the rhythm, into smaller parts. And how these parts are arranged, that is what creates the rhythm. So that sounds a little abstract. So I would suggest let's just see actually what it feels like. And Sylvan, maybe you can bring the first slide on the screen. You see there, it says basic rhythmic groupings. I will put my face directly between the images so I don't disappear here or there. So what you can see there are the 3 basic rhythmic groupings that we need. And actually, those are all we need for almost everything that we come across rhythmically. And you can see that in the first line it says 2, in the second line it says 3, and in the third line it says 4. So we have a grouping of 2, one of 3, and one of 4. And you can imagine these like little puzzle pieces. And from these puzzle pieces, you can put together almost, let's say 98% of all the rhythms you will encounter are put together from these 3 basic pieces. And the amazing thing is, what I think is so useful about this, I feel understanding this is like one of the door openers that really opens your door to another musical world, you know, when you understand this concept. I think there are a few of these on the handpan, and this is one big one, because it can really help you to understand rhythm. So what does it mean, the 2, the 3, and the 4? Actually, before we play them on the instrument, let's see what they sound like when we clap them and when we speak them. We will borrow a system from South India, which is called Kuckhermann, and it is the idea of vocalizing these rhythmic patterns. And as you can see on the screen right there, a grouping of 2, you can vocalize tak. Instead of 1, 2, you can say tak. And now the first exercise we can do together is we simply clap and we speak this subdivision. So we just go like this. Tak, 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 tak. Quite basic, right? And now let's go 1 line down here where it says 3, and the way to speak 3 in Kuckhermann is takite. Takite. So here we have the next exercise. Takite, 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 takite. And of course, the clapping and speaking is at this point quite simple, but it will help you to get used to these phrases, you know. And you will understand in very soon why this all, how this all relates to actual music. So let's move down 1 more line. Here it says 4. And our way to speak 4, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we can say takadimi, 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 dimi, takadimi, takadimi, takadimi. So those are the 3 basic puzzle pieces that we need. And if you have access to the handout for the workshop, I would suggest to just, or maybe to write them down. So for the rest of the workshop, you have access to them, because we will put something else on the screen soon. And just so you don't forget about them now. So once more, repeat. 2 is take, 3 is takite, and 4 is takadimi. And a fun exercise that you can do, which is a little more interesting and unusual, but it's a kind of a very logical exercise, that you simply put these 3 puzzle pieces, these 3 phrases after each other. So you have take, takite, takadimi, take, takite, takadimi, takite, takadimi, take, takite, takadimi. And here's a question for the comments. What kind of rhythmic time signature, what kind of rhythm are we playing right now? How many beats? So what you will realize, this is an unusual rhythm, right? It's an uneven rhythm. So the cool thing about these is you can create any rhythm you want by simply combining these in different ways. You know, like a very simple rhythm would be a 4-beat cycle, 2 + 2, for example. Take, 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 take. Or you can create a 6-beat cycle. And yes, you guys are all correct. Of course, we are practicing a 9-beat cycle. So let's create a 6-beat cycle. For the 6-beat cycle, we have 2 different options. We can either go 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, and it will create a different feel. So first option, 2 times 3 goes like this. Takite, 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 takite. This is like a 6/8 feel. And you can find this pattern a lot. It works also great on the handpan. And another way to create a 6/8 would be 3 times 2. And that would go take, 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 take. So 2 times 3, 3 times 2, both adds up to 6. Exactly, Subo, you're absolutely right. We can also do take dimi plus take. It would be like this. Take dimi, take dimi, take di, take dimi, take. And this is actually the feel of a traditional Swedish rhythm. So the interesting thing that will happen when you work with these things is you can create all kinds of patterns, and sometimes they might sound familiar, because many traditional rhythms from different rhythmic traditions, cultures, are also created with these subdivisions. So let's look at a few more examples. Sylvan, can you put the next slide on the screen? I have to go up now. I should have thought about that when I prepared the screens. So let's go through these examples a little bit quicker so we can start playing. First one is an 8-beat cycle, and it's subdivided 4 plus 2 plus 2. As you can see right, I can do it here, right there. 4 plus 2 plus 2. And when we speak it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. But now we have a more elegant way of saying it. Take dimi take 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 dimi take 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 dimi take take dimi take take. This is, for example, a traditional Middle Eastern rhythm, and you will also find it in other music traditions. Now the next pattern, which the second line right here, this is a very special pattern. You find it everywhere in the whole world. Many different musical traditions use this pattern. It just works so beautifully. It's very, very common on the handpan, even though you probably have not, maybe you're not aware, okay, this is 3/3/2, but you have listened to it many times. So let's speak the 3/3/2 pattern, and this is a great one to practice, and we will play it on a handpan soon. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Takite, takite, tak. Exactly. Khaliji, or Malfouf, or Bayao. All these rhythms use the same pattern. Takite, takite, take, takite, takite, take. Now let's look at one more detail. Maybe you saw that I clapped I made the first 2 strokes with closed claps, and the third one I clapped like this with an open clap, And that is a way that you can, an idea you can use to already teach your body the rhythm that you will play later on the handpan. Because the closed strokes will become bass notes, bass accents. The open strokes will become high accents. So I will clap the Khaliji now. It's the 3/3/2 with closed, open accents. Takite, takite, take, takite, takite, take, takite, take, take, takite, takite, take, takite, takite, take, takite, take. When we clap it like this, it's the Khaliji. When we clap the Malfouf, it's slightly different. It's 1 closed and 2 open, but that is not so important for now. However you clap it, this pattern is incredible because it's just so groovy. It's so good to work with. And it works fantastically on the handpan. So it's a really nice one to get comfortable with. Takite, takite, take, 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 takite, 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 take, takite, takite, take. And if you're a bit shy to use your voice, I feel the same, I don't like my voice, but I'm not so comfortable with it. I'm very afraid of singing on stage and stuff like that. But in this case, our voice is a tool. We use this for practice, and it's a very, very effective practice tool. So I can only suggest to move past that shyness, and to, at least for practice in your own room, to use this South Indian language Konakol, because it's incredibly helpful. Okay, let's look further. This is 4+2. It's also a 6-beat cycle. Takke, dimi, takke, takke, dimi, takke, takke, dimi, takke, takke, dimi, takke. We already played that. It's the Swedish rhythm. Then the next one is the 3+3. We already listened to that as well. This is more like a traditional 6/8. Takkite, 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 takkite. I'm going a bit fast. There's so much I want to show you guys. But we will slow down, I think, soon, and look at an example a bit more closely. So let's take the next one. This is a really beautiful rhythm, and it is an odd meter rhythm. So not this is odd meter uneven rhythms. Maybe some of you know them from the courses. It's a very beautiful world you can explore, but it's also something that we are just not used to. And I was kind of afraid of odd meters for a few years in the beginning. And then once I got into them, I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing and so beautiful. So let's try the 7. And the 7 that is subdivided 3+4. So let's clap it together slowly. Takkite, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, takkite, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, dimi. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. For what you can do is to do an open clap in the middle of the 4, because a 4 is also just 2 twos often. So we can also clap it like this, but we can still speak it 3+4. Takkite, takke, dimi, takki, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, di, takkite, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, di, takkite, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, dimi, takkite, takke, dimi. I know this is tricky in the beginning. Just slow it down as much as you need, There's no prize for the first person to do this. And in general with music, you take all the time you need, And often a good way to learn something is to simply slow it down to whatever tempo works for you, You can go like this. Ta, ki, te, pa, ke, di, mi, or whichever speed you need. Okay. The last example here is in 5 beats, 2+3. And these are just examples. Of course, there are many, many, many more ways you can subdivide and shuffle around these puzzle pieces. So this 5 sounds like this. Takke, takkite, takke, takkite, takke, 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 takkite, takke, takkite, takke, takke, takkite, takke, takkite, ta. Okay. So far for the clapping and speaking. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat at any point. I'm reading the chat, so I can answer them. Mark wrote, takke, dimi, takke wouldn't work. Yes, absolutely. Takke, dimi, takke also works. Okay, so this is all well and good, but now the question is, what can we actually do with that on the handpan? Sylvan, could you put the next slide on the screen? Okay. Here we see the 2 groupings, the 2, the 3, and the 4. And on the right side, you see the hand pattern that you will use. And now the idea is like this. The first stroke in a grouping will be an accent, either a bass accent or a high accent. And the other ones for now will be ghost notes. That's all we need for now. Later, you can fill these groupings in different ways. But for now, what we care about is the core structure of these rhythmic patterns. And for that, all we need are the accents and the ghost notes. And the hand patterns there are for right-handed people. If you're left-handed, you simply switch everything around. Don't try to adapt to my hand pattern. Do it your own way, you know, leading with your dominant hand. So let's start with the 2, the tak. Now, it's the first time I will play handpan. Again, apologizing for the sound. I hope it works. Let's have a look at the handpan. Oh, I see it's a little tricky with the overlay. Let's move here. Okay. So we have the 2 strokes, tak. I lead with my right hand, and I can play the first stroke either as a doom, as a bass stroke, or as a tak, a high accent. So the pattern of 2 is going to be 1 accent, 1 ghost note, like this. Ta, ke, ta, ke, ta, ke, ta, ke, ta, ke, ta, ke, or ta, ke, 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 ke, ta, ke. You can switch around the doom and the tak. Okay, let's skip the 3 for now. Let's look at the 4. Again, we have the first one, which is an accent. The first R is bold. That means there should be an accent there. And then we have the 3 ghost notes. And we go right, left, right, left. Or if you are left-handed, you go left, right, left, right. So, ta, ke, di, mi, ta, ke, di, mi, ta, ke, di, mi, ta, ke, di, mi. By the way, ghost notes, for those of you who don't know, are these very soft notes that we play here between the tone fields on the body of the instrument. And you want to play them with the natural shape of your hands as soft as possible. You know, I teach them in the level 1 course, and I'm sure David also teaches them in his essential course. So these are the ghost notes. Many of you will already know this. Okay, a little faster. Take di mi, 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 take di mi. And don't forget to speak. I know most of you stopped speaking with the playing. Don't be shy. Take di mi, 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 ta. Okay, that's the 4. And so far, everything is easy and straightforward because all we do is play right, left, hand to hand, right and left hand in succession. Now we have to deal with the 3s. And 3 is an uneven number. And that means we have to put a double stroke somewhere in there because we want to we want to play the next accent again with the right hand. You know, we want to play our accents with the dominant hand. And that means that now when we have the 3 puzzle piece, the 3 grouping, we have to play 2 strokes with 1 hand somehow. So we have different options. For now, I'm only interested in the first one, which is underlined, which goes right, left, left. So this is our takite grouping. Takite, 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 takite. Takite, 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 ta. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, post them in the chat. And I hope you can hear the playing okay. I think I hope it's okay with the microphone. I'm doing all this through the laptop mic, so thanks for the fireworks then. I'm glad you can hear it. So, Sylvan, can we move to the next slide? So now you have the 3 different groupings, and you know how to speak and clap them, and you know how to play them on the handpan. And by the way, before we move on, actually, let me show you this fun exercise from earlier with the 9-beat, where we have the 2 and the 3 and the 4 subdivision right after each other. And we can play them with 1 bass accent and 2 high accents. And then it sounds like this. Tacke, tackite, tacke, di, mi, tacke, tackite, tacke. Or two bass strokes. Tacke, tackite, tacke, di, mi. Tackite, tacke, di, mi, tacke, tackite, tacke, di, mi. That is not what we see on screen, but that's the exercise from before, the one in 9 beats. Okay, let's start a little easier. I have notated some rhythmic patterns for you that are based on these ideas. The first one is a straight backbeat groove, 4+4, takke-di-mi, takke-di-mi. One bass accent, one high accent. Takke-di-mi, 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 takke-di, takke-di-mi, takke-di-mi. Right? This is a backbeat groove. When we play it fast, it goes like this. Takke-di-mi, 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 takke-di-mi. Let's move to the next pattern. I want to play some of these for you, and you can get all of them from the handout, so you can practice them in your own time. I'll go a little bit faster because I want to show you some different applications for these ideas as well. So the next one is 4+2+2. And this one goes like this. Takke-di-mi, takke, takke, takke-di-mi, takke, takke, takke-di-mi, takke, takke, takke-di-mi, takke, takke-di-mi, takke, takke, takke-di-mi, takke. A little faster. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is a 6/8, 3+3, and we played takkite, 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 takkite. Okay, and the next one. This one is the Khaliji. No. Oh, I made a mistake in the notation here. This is actually not the Khaliji. It looks like I just made a mistake. It says Khaliji, so it's my mistake, guys. You don't, yeah, just forget about what is notated there. Remember, the Khaliji is subdivided 3+3+2. And we have bass, bass, high. Takkite, takkite, takke, takkite, takkite, takke, takkite, takkite, takke, takkite, takkite. A little faster. Okay, I'm sure you have heard this pattern before. Also in dubstep, you find the same pattern. Let's move on to the next one. This is the 5/8, subdivided 3+2. So we play it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Takkite, takke, takkite, takke, takkite, takkite, takke, takkite, takke. Yeah, and let's do. Sylvan, let's do only one more, and the others we skip for now. I would like to do the first of the 7s, the first 7/8 variation. And this variation is subdivided 3+2+2. It should be, let me check where I have it here. It should be the next one, actually. No, the one. Yeah, this one. So here we have a 7/8. This is my favorite 7, although there are other nice ones as well. And this one is divided 3+2+2. So we can say takkite, takke, takke, and play it like this. Takkite, takke, takke, takkite, takke, takke, takkite, takke, takke. Now this is a bit more tricky, so remember, you can slow it down as much as you need. So you can think about every stroke. Right, left, left, right, left, right, left. Takkite, takke, takke, takkite, takke, takke. Okay, and actually, I have a composition that's based on this. Maybe some of you guys know it. Is this one? based on this pattern. Takite, take. Okay. Awesome. So before we move on to more applications, let me know, do you guys have any questions? Then you can put it in the chat right now. And don't worry if this is getting a little tricky. I'm totally aware, like some of these things are on the more challenging side. So just pick the ones that you like and go through them in your own time, you know, and just take one of these patterns a week or something like this, and really spend as much time as you need in order to make it your own and to really get comfortable with it. Okay. So yeah, this is in 7 for sure. Actually, this composition, I created it as an exercise for a friend of mine who had asked me, hey, can you show me how to play in an odd meter rhythm? And then I did this piece in 7, of course, very slowly as an exercise for him. Yeah, so this is tricky if you're not used to counting, but this is I think the best way to get used to counting is to use the konakol, because it becomes so natural after a while, and it doesn't feel like counting, it feels like music, you know. So that's why I like it so much, and because it's such a great practice tool. Okay, let's move on to more applications. So what else can we do with these patterns? Right now, we use them on the central node. And as I mentioned, this is an approach. You can use the same approach on a cajon. You can use the same approach on an udu. You can use the same approach on the frame drum. As soon as you know how to play the bass accents and the high accents and the ghost notes, that's all you need. And then you can suddenly transfer all of these patterns that we are now playing on the handpan. And for me, it was the other way around. I played them first on the percussion and afterwards moved them to the handpan. So can we move Sylvan to 3-3-2 arpeggio? So those of you, I think probably most of you know a little bit about chords and arpeggios at this point, but I will just quickly recap the basics. A chord is when you play 3 notes together. And for practice now, I will just pick one chord, which is the C major chord here on the right side of the instrument. These 3 notes, tone fields 3, 5, and 7. Okay? So now, instead of playing these rhythms on the central note, let's see how the 3-3-2 pattern sounds as an arpeggio. We use the same pattern, but instead of striking the ding and the tuck, now we strike the tone fields 3, 5, and 7 after each other. Otherwise, it's the same pattern. Takite, takite, take, takite, takite, take, takite, takite, take. Okay, and you can try this on any chord. Let's move to the other side. This is B flat major chord. Tone fields 2, 4, and 7. 2, 4, and 6 now. Let's play them after each other. I will go a little faster. Okay, so this is the first way to transfer this to an arpeggio. Oleg asks, how do you express groove in body when play complicated structures, 7/8? Do we need some keys to stay always in the groove feeling? I think, well, you say it absolutely correctly. You want to get this feeling into your body. And actually, I think one of the best ways is the clapping and the speaking, because this will really connect your body to the pattern, you know? What you can do, this is something that first I heard it from Nadishana, and I think it's just a brilliant idea. Take a pattern and live with this pattern for a week. Wherever you are, you speak it, you clap it. When you're doing the dishes, take a little break, clap your 7/8, takit-takadimi, takit-takadimi. When you're on the highway on a traffic jam, there's a little break. You can use the steering wheel, takit-takadimi, takit-takadimi. When you're on a walk, in between you start clapping, takit-takadimi, and you do that for 1 week. And you make this groove your best friend for the week. And you will realize how much you will get comfortable with this groove and how much your body will start to understand it, because you come back to it again, again, and again with your hands and with your voice, you know, and that those are parts of your body. So this really helps your body to integrate this. There are other ways you can do, but this is how I would get started with that. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. This is another way to interpret this pattern. Now, we are still in 3-2-2, 3-3-2. Sylvan, can you do the 3-3-2, not the 3-2-2? It should be 2 earlier than this. Okay, otherwise, yeah, that's it, exactly. So we're in 3-3-2. Now, instead of hitting one accent, playing 2 ghost notes, now what we do, we fill these groupings with notes. So our 3 now goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ki-ta. And our 2 goes like this. Ta-ke. Ta-ke. The last 7 should be left hand. Ta-ke. Ta-ke. So we have 2 2s and 2 3s and a 2. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ke. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ke. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ke. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ki-ta. Ta-ke. Different chord. Let's do another one chord. We can play a little chord progression. You don't have to follow. Play any chord progression you like. Ta-ki-ta, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke, ta-ki-ta, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke, ta-ki-ta, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke, ki-ta, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke. Okay. Okay, I think we have to skip a few patterns ahead. But remember, you can just get back to all of these in your own time. Let's go to the 7/8 arpeggio variation 1. Okay, so here we have the 7 pattern. Remember, it goes like this. Ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi. And if you want to go into odd meter rhythms, I would recommend to start with this one. It's a nice one to start with. Now, just like with the other pattern, we can transfer this to the arpeggio. Ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi. Ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi, ta-ki-ta, ta-ke-di-mi. And already you're playing in odd meters. Okay. So I want to give you a taste of what that sounds like when you play it faster. Can go like this. And so on. And of course you can, you slowly you work your way up to that tempo. And this can be your first odd meter tune, How do you improvise around basic rhythm structures and stay in the feeling of music? How does it stay the process of creation without going into mathematics only? Okay, that's a big question. I will answer it very briefly now and then go over some other stuff that I wanted to play with you guys. You improvise around these rhythm structures by getting comfortable with them and then playing around. So I imagine them as puzzle pieces, and you can puzzle them in all kinds of different ways. And the more you get comfortable with them, the more you will be able to shuffle them around and to play with them, For example, I mentioned you can also fill the spaces between the accent. For example, instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, takite, takadimi, you could play something like this. Takite, takadimi, takite, takadimi, takite, takadimi, takite, takadimi, takite, takite. And already you're creating music, The idea of this mathematics is all a tool. And I studied Indian tabla for a few years, where this is really, it's all about these things, about these calculations. And in the beginning, you feel, wow, this is so heady. But then later you realize, oh, there's so much beauty and inspiration in this. And what I love most about it is that it will bring fresh musical ideas that are really unusual and out of the box, It will really help you to get out of your comfort zone and out of your own, out of the common playing habits that we all have in the beginning. Okay, so let's move on to chord progressions to try. This is just a very simple chord progression that you can try with these patterns, Let's say you have this 3-3-2. And on the screen, you see 3 chords, and the last one is played 2 times. So the first chord is tone fields 1, 3, and 6. 1, 3, 6. That's an F major chord. The second one is 2, 4, 6. Third one is 3, 5, 7. The first one is a little harder to memorize, but this is a really, really useful chord. So if you have a D chord instrument, I remember you learn this position, this chord shape, because it's very, very useful. F major. So chord 1, chord 2, and chord 3. Now let's take a pattern. Let's take the 3-3-2 and let's play this chord progression. Takite, takite, take. Takite, takite, take, takite, 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 take. From the beginning. Takite, 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 take. And I will tell you a little secret, and this is really awesome. When you have this pattern going, all you have to do is to let your left hand travel around a little bit. And suddenly, this chord progression will turn into music. I'll play a little bit faster. Tuck it, 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 tuck it. Okay, it's really as easy as that. And because we are running out of time, I want to show you another cool thing you can do with this. And we can also turn, this is 3-3-2, exactly. Now, let me show you how you can do the 3-2-2, because now it gets really interesting. We can interpret the 3-2-2 like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say we make it a 3-4, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, pause, 3, 4. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Takita, takadimi, takita, takadimi. This is one way you can interpret the 7. There are other ways, but this is a nice one. So next step, let's say you want to work on this pattern and you want to turn it into music. The next step is you pick a chord, you practice this pattern until you can play it in your sleep. You can take 1 month for this or longer, it doesn't matter, you know. Once you learn it, you will have it for life. So take all the time you need. So you start with a simple pattern with a 3-3-2, but now I will demonstrate it with a 7. And now look what happens when you take this pattern and move through the chord progression. I will first just move through the chord progression without any little playful things. And then the second time, I will let my left hand go freely. Henne, what you write is a very, very good point. I use now the hand pattern right, right, left for the 3, because it works better for the arpeggio. It works for all the arpeggios that I play. And that way I can move my hands around and always stick to the same hand pattern. Okay. I'll demonstrate this for you guys, and then I say a few closing words to wrap things up. So we are in 7. Next step is you practice the 7 until you're comfortable with it. Now you choose a chord progression. Okay, now I have done that for a while. I'm comfortable. Now let's give the left hand some freedom. Tuck it, 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 tuck it. Okay, and this is a pattern I would not have come up with by myself, you know. But in this case, we were thinking about the subdivision. We had the 7, the idea of playing in 7. We found a way to translate it. And I really love this on the handpan, you know. I love these weird melodies that come out of this. I don't even have to think about it. I just let my left hand move around. And these melodies are rhythmically so strange that I could never have come up with them, you know. But basically, the pattern comes up with them, and I can then work with that musically. And that is what I like so much about this idea, that it's a practice you can do from your head, but you directly integrate your body, and it will bring so much inspiration for your music. One last thing I want to point out, in the end of the handout, there is an overview of all the chords on the D minor scale. So you can if you have a D chord, you can practice with the different chord shapes and the different chords. You can find your own progressions. And Sylvan, if you could put the 3rd chord progression on the screen. Yes, this one. So I just want to say, talk 2 minutes about this chord progression, and then I will wrap up, I promise. So this is the probably most popular chord progression in pop music. And you find it in hundreds and hundreds of songs. And there's a super funny YouTube video by a band called Axis of Awesome. Sylvan, I don't know if you could maybe look for the link. If you look for Axis of Awesome 4 chords or something like this, this is a musical comedy band, and they basically have a performance that goes like 10 minutes and is a medley of like, I don't know, 50 different songs that are all based on this chord progression. Maybe you can put the link in the chat. It's a super nice video. Exactly. And so you can check it out after the stream. The cool thing about this progression is, first of all, it sounds great. And second of all, you can start it from every chord. So it's basically 4 chord progressions in one, you know? Doesn't matter where you started. So I'll just show you the basic progression, how it sounds like. B flat. Okay, this is how it would sound with a 7/8 pattern. Nilo, sorry about my voice. You're asking in which of my courses you can find this technique. It's actually the content of a new course, which is all about this idea that you take a chord progression and you take a pattern, and how easy it is to create handpan songs out of that. It will come out in January. It will be called the Handpan Cookbook. It will also be part of the Academy. I'm currently doing some additional recordings for it. I'm super excited about it because I think this concept just works so beautifully, you know? And it is so simple to compose your own handpan songs with this. Step 1, you pick a chord progression. Step 2, you apply a simple pattern to it. It can be anything. Step 3, you let your left hand go around a little bit. That's all you need, you know? Yeah, so then, yeah, so much for that. So, and of course, there will be more time to go in detail into every step. Now we just went really fast with because we have 1 hour, and I see that I already am over time, so I'm going to wrap it up here at this point. Thank you guys so much for joining. It was a big pleasure for me, and thank you, Sylvan, for. And yeah, I will. I will hand over the mic to you.
This is for the cookbook.
Yeah, that's right. We wanted
Guys,
to show
wow.
a
Great
little
workshop, man.
preview.
Great workshop. Shout out in the comments. How was it, guys? Excellent. Maybe
Yeah,
thank you.
lots of comments rolling in. Thank you, David. It's really wonderful to have your expertise, your background in the world of handpans, which has historically been a more intuitive world of feel players. That's the beauty of the instrument. Anyone can put it on their lap and start creating sounds. And I think what you've brought to us all is a bridge into growing as a musician, as a percussionist, as a musical person out there. If you don't feel comfortable calling yourself a musician, everyone is musical, and don't be intimidated. And we love how David is breaking down these complex concepts, these ethnic, linguistic rhythms, and music traditions from the East. It's incredibly valuable. So let me share this screen, and everyone, see, thanks. Let me unmute you, David.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, if you can And I just wanted to quickly comment on that, because this is a really cool thing to understand with a handpan. It's about F major being the third degree, not the root note. Oh, maybe I can do it from here. Here, this is it. Great. So just before we wrap, sorry guys, I just want to comment on this really quickly. Pantam, your Pantam Rick, you're right. F major is the third degree, not the root. That is correct and incorrect at the same time, because F major is the third degree of D minor. But what we just did is we played an F major on our D minor instrument, and that is absolutely possible. And that is why I said the F major chord is important, because it's an alternative root chord. And when you understand that, that means that suddenly you can play in a new key. You can play in major on your D minor handpan. And that's really a really cool thing. Okay, just quickly wanted to mention that.
And that's one of the reasons why D-curd has been such a popular sound model. It's because you can toggle back and forth between major and minor. So it is a strategic scale. Of course, there's hundreds and hundreds of sound models that can be tuned to this canvas of steel that we love so much. But if you are looking to enter the handpan world, D-curd might be a good scale for that versatility. So let me just wrap us up, and we're going to hang out for a little bit, but we do want to be mindful of your time. And we want to once again wish you a happy Pantastic week. Thank you for being with us. Again, shout out to Ryan and Hene for catching 7 out of 7 live streams. You guys are rock stars. I'm losing my voice. We've been at it all week for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this programming. We're going to rest up during the weekend, but then we will be right back on Tuesday, Wednesday for the live prize draw. But don't wait until Wednesday to join the Academy. Like we said, courses and community. That's what you get. And we're all very passionate. This is a platform from handpan players for handpan players. We're growing, and you experienced it in today's workshop. This lifts everyone up. So if you're looking to level up, join us. There's no fear of doing it wrong, no status, whether you are a musician or not. You're a musical person. Join us. We're all together on this journey. And Dave, remind us what's included. What do members have access to?
Okay, so actually, when we started to do this membership, we realized it would be excellent to have something really affordable, fun, and efficient. And we know that sometimes we need to dive into different style of teaching, different material. And there are different ways really to learn the handpan. I really like these people when they tell me, hey, I grab one course, I geek on it, and then I switch to the next one. I really like it. It's really smart. And some others are like, no, I want to explore. I want to take this section of that course of this teacher, and then I want to change totally. I just want to hear another voice, see some other hands, and hear another kind of teaching, or jump to another topic or whatever. So some people are more explorators, and they want to have access to all the courses. And so we thought it would be great to put all the courses into one catalog, one membership. And also this comes with the village. We will talk about it, but we know it. I mean, you don't need to do studies for that. We just know because we are living it also. It's hard to stay motivated when you're on your own. It's the same when you want to go to the gym. It's better to find a friend and go and run or do some stuff together. It's the same for everything. In life, it's nice sometimes just to be surrounded with pairs, with people who has the same desire, same passion for the instrument. So we wanted to bring everyone together into one forum, one space where people could have real real connection. They can give feedback to one another, receive some feedback. This is so important. Sometimes you're at home, you don't even know if what you're doing is right, so you can post your video and you'll see some really nice comments from this super cool community. And it helps to stay motivated, I have to say. And we see it, we witness it, it works, it's efficient. So the Academy is this access to the entire library of courses. We have 27 teachers, 34 courses. We have a monthly event, as you can see here. Maybe I can talk about the two ones I like the most, and Sylvain, you can take over on the next two. I really like the happy hour, because when we decided to do that, I was like, sometimes I just want to hang out with these students, say hi, talk about life, talk about everything handpan and stuff. So we just jump online, we grab our best drink, and we just talk. We have a little topic just to initiate the conversations, and then we just open the mics for who is willing to share a bit of his life and music journey. I like it. It's really, really smooth. We get to know each other and we get closer to one another. And also, I really like the student focus. This is Dan. Dan, could you talk about it? Because you're the one hosting these live.
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, the student focuses are really fun. They've so there's a challenge at like Sylvain spoke about, like every month. It's like a playing challenge or a songwriting challenge, and we get on for the student focus with the person who issued the challenge. We review, like, it's usually like 7 or 8 videos, but the really cool thing are the comments during and after, where it's, even if we don't watch every single video, the feedback is usually helpful for everyone watching. You know, it's like, again, like Dave said, it's, you know, when you're learning with people and you're getting like, oh wow, I'm struggling with this too, or like I had the same issue, and you hear us talk about it, it's like, hey, it's no big deal, like try this instead. Yeah. It just become a really fun thing in the community. So yeah, I'm with you, man. That's one of my favorite things too.
Oh, there's a message for you then.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so this has been the longest. What do we say? We're taking 3 weeks off, and that was last Christmas.
three American weeks.
Yeah, yeah. So it is coming back. We actually did talk about it 2 weeks ago. It's coming back. Like, it just give me just a little time.
Yeah, and our two other monthly events are workshops like you experienced today. So today you got a free workshop, and this is what you can experience every single month. But last but not least, every new month comes a new challenge. Right now we have a really fun challenge. Actually, Dave and I put that together. Here, I'll give you the preview. So the way it works is there's a prompt, a video prompt. You watch that prompt. Today, this month, the whole point is to put a story into song. So we gave you a little fantasy story, and then your goal is to create the score for it, create the soundtrack. And guys, there are amazing contributions. And in fact, I didn't realize this, but now my face with a wizard hat is all over the internet. So I should have thought of that before. But look, there's incredible contributions. Everyone's participated. Look at Werner's video, Marion. I know Pourvin has created a great one. She's in the chat today. And every month we have cool prizes. Right now, we're giving away 5 pan pickup contact microphones by Ensol. Thank you, Ensol. These are great for live sound. They reduce feedback issues if you're doing a gig in a coffee shop or at the stadium in your town, however big or small. And yeah, that happens every single month. So join us. And in fact, why would you join us now? Well, I mean, we don't want to be salesy and stuff. That's not who we are. But we don't actually run sales very often. And we can't run sales very often because we want to compensate our teachers. But this is the deal. This is the one time of year where we open the doors, we give you the lowest price, and we hope that enough of you will join us that we can continue this this adventure together and take care of our students, take care of our teachers, and make sure that we keep the lights on and have fun as a handpan culture. Who else is going to do it? I mean, we hope everyone's going to step up, but we feel like we have a responsibility to make some stuff happen and to be there to show up. We work hard for it. I hope you realize that. But it's a joy, and we're all handpan fanatics here on the call, if you hadn't noticed. But don't forget, there are 10 handpans to win. If none of that was enough to convince you, maybe winning a handpan will.
Yeah, and a big thank to all our friends and donators. All these friends have generously donated an instrument for the raffle. An instrument is not that easy to make. It takes a lot of time and efforts, and they are putting these efforts in order to bless us with this instrument to raffle out, raffle away, raffle in, raffle something. And so please, whenever you cross their path or their social media, just drop a message to thank them. All this Pantastic week and all this fun stuff happening cannot be done without the support of all these makers and friends. So thank you guys if you're watching this live ever. We are really thankful for that. And look, Elia, Satya, Piris, Mist, Jangapan, Sense, so many cool stuff. I forget some, sorry.
Yeah, and Porvin says, what a week. And you're absolutely right. Let us revisit this Pantastic week. We kicked off with Baran Yildiz from Australia on music theory. We did a tour of the village. It just disappeared. Well, my presentation is breaking down. So it's because we've been working hard. This software is breaking down. Our bodies are breaking down. It's time to sleep. But we are here for you. You know where to find us. And we're really glad that we put together this Pantastic week. This was my first Pantastic week. I'm delighted. It was a pleasure to host these events. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Sylvain. You're being the best.
Yeah, dude. Everyone in the chat, give some hearts to Sylvain. He has been on every single call, an hour or more early. He posts the recap in the village. Sylvain's the man.
This event is sponsored by ibuprofen. 3 left. So thank you for the sponsor. Now, thank you, Sylvain, and also Dan and David to jumping on each other workshops and stuff. It's been really cool. I really enjoyed myself during this whole week. And thank you guys for the great vibe in the chat. Everyone is so friendly, caring, and yeah, we hope all this will turn into music and that you'll be able to post this online or not. Because sometimes music is for home, music is for yourself or just people around you. But if you ever put something online, don't forget to tag us. It would be great to see all these workshops material put into music, into musical phrases, pieces.
Great. Well, guys, I'm going to dismiss us with, I'm going to roll the credits and we will wave goodbye. But we will be back online. We hope to see you in the Handpan Village. We love the Handpan. We love you. Please join us on this crazy ride. Take care, guys. Happy Pantastic Week. Happy Black Friday. And we will see you again very soon.
Thank you.
See you.